Alright, welcome back to my stream. We are on part 22 of Final Fantasy VI Advance. We just regained Setzer into our party. So let's get him equipped up real quick. So that way he can actually, not die in one hit. Alright. And let's get him an Esper so that way he can actually start, learning magic. I don't think I've ever actually given him anything. Nope. Alright. So now we are on our way to Daryl's tomb, where Setzer promises we'll be able to get a new airship. So let's get going. Alright, so here we are at Daryl's tomb. As per usual, before going into any type of dungeon, you always want to heal up and save. Now, this place is really nasty. There's all sorts of undead monstrosities, and this will be your first encounter with Marlboros, which, as I'm sure if you're familiar with the Final Fantasy series, do all sorts of horrific and unfriendly things to an ill-prepared party. This place is also one gigantic puzzle. There are switches you have to hit all over the place. And you have to be careful about Marlboros and the Exo-Rays because the Exo-Rays can zombie characters, and Marlboros have bad breath, which pretty much ruins a party. Because a bad breath, or successful bad breath, will inflict about 5 or 6 different very unfriendly status ailments on your party, including but not limited to poison, sleep, imp, muddle, or confusion. Yeah, it's just not good. Lots of encounters. Excuse me. Let's see, I think there was something else around here as well. Yep. The growth egg is something very useful. It gives the or whichever character equips it receives double experience instead of just normal, or instead of the normal amount. Actually, you know what? One thing I should probably do is give somebody a ribbon, so that way I don't have to worry about my party randomly going insane and murdering itself. Because the ribbon prevents all detrimental status ailments, with like 1 or 2 exceptions. It means Celis will be dealing slightly less damage than before, but it also means it also significantly increases my survivability here. Okay, let's see here. Still finish learning that. The Mysidian Rabbit is whenever Setzer's slot fails, it basically just gives you a little, or a small heal. It's about the level of casting Cure on the entire party, and it does that for any failure slot. No, wait, there's nothing in here. Okay, I'm gonna go down here now. Deadly Pollen is the zombie effect that I mentioned before. So now Setzer is completely uncontrollable, and he is basically considered dead. So he will not be gaining any XP or AP for this fight. And now I have to heal him. Let's see, does anybody want to raise yet? Oh wait, he's zombie. First I have to heal the zombie status by giving him a holy water or remedy. Yeah, as you can see, this place is rather annoying. Right before the door, too. Figures. This is why we hit that switch earlier to raise the water level. And this is the tombstone puzzle that we encountered earlier, which we'll now go solve. Okay. Alright, so we're almost to the end of this dungeon, but first we've got another puzzle to solve. And that's over here. So those four tombstones. The goal is we have to basically spell backwards. Oops. It says the world is square. And I already got it, so that was actually a complete waste of time. Wow. Hey, how'd you summon an airship? The airship blew up. Alright, so let's go get this place solved. And in case you're wondering, you can leave the water level up in this room and it will lock the door below. Now there's another boss just before the main thing. First we want to save. Or rather, just before the real one. And it's a monster in the box. But we actually want to fight this monster in the box because it has a very good piece of equipment for saving. Of course, we'll just run into enemies first. Oh, that was a waste of MP. Okay, so meet the Angler Whelk. This is just like fighting Ymir back in, way back in Narsh. So do not attack the shell under any circumstance, which means you cannot use Saban's blitzes. And it absorbs thunder. Awesome. Well, we do not want to slot. And it goes into its shell. So, yeah. That's the great thing about the Gaia gear, is that it absorbs Earth. Alright, come on. If you attack the shell just like at Narsh, it will counterattack with a very powerful party-hitting strike. So you want to make sure that doesn't happen. Like what's about to happen. Okay, get back out here so we can kill you, damn it. There we go. Alright, so now to heal up and save again. And let's go get us a new airship. Well, first we've got a treasure chest to loot. The level question mark holy is based off the last digit of your guild, and it hits everyone whose level is a multiple of that. So you better hope that you don't have very many characters, or that the last digit of your guild isn't like a 1 or a 2 or a 0, because otherwise you will be in for a world of hurt. Fortunately, Dullahan soaks damage like a sponge and dies pretty quickly. And despite looking like one, he is not actually undead. So the normal undead tricks of like using healing items on him don't actually work. There we go. Now he's dead. Time to go get a new airship. And now we've got our wings again. Now, at this point, the game completely opens up. It is no longer, there is no more linearity. Actually, getting Sabin was an optional mode, or was an optional part as well. You actually don't need to collect Sabin until this point, if you plan on even getting him at all. But at this point, we can go and get any characters that we want to get. We can go, if we follow the bird flies to Zozo, so we can go and collect. Actually, first the bird flies to Miranda. Right here. So I should talk to that guy over there first. Well, considering he only has his right eye. She's still being chased around by the invisible soldier. Wait, isn't Mobilis kind of, dead? So, like I said, the carrier pigeon flies over to Zozo, where we can now go and recruit Cyan, if we so desire. Or we can go a number of other places to recruit other characters. For example, let's see. We can go back to Mobliz now and have a chat with Terra. So let's go do that. Now, we're not done with Foon Baba yet, though, so... And we're not done with random enemies yet, either. Alright, let's go have a chat with the kids. So let's go kill Humbaba. Or Humbaba. And now the fight's exactly like the last time, only this time he will not run away. So you just wail on him to your heart's content. Now that we've gotten him down weak enough, he blows away the bottom two characters. Which is fine, because they were our two weakest at this point anyway. Now we get Terra in a permanent morph form joining us for the fight. For the rest of the fight. Humbaba will not run away. He will not use his Humbaba breath again. He's just going to sit there and soak damage until he dies from it. Terra has pretty much the same loadout that she had when the original fights. And of course, thanks to the glitch that I did earlier with her health is so high that she really has no danger of dying from this. But Terra's morph form basically is a damage booster. While she is morphed, she gets an extra multiplier to all of her attacks. All damage she deals is doubled. Or otherwise significantly increased. Which allows her, with the boosted magic stat that I gave her, to kill Humbaba very, very quickly. Now, this is the only fight where she gets unlimited morph. Normally, her morph is tied to the amount of magic AP that you've collected. Every point that you get gives you a certain amount of time. I don't remember exactly how long. But you can't activate it unless you have at least 8 magic AP. However, now that she's in the World of Ruin, and she has come into her power, her full power, it lasts twice as long as it would have had I used it in the World of Balance. It's basically a boss killer mode. You really don't want to use it until you're ready to fight a boss, because it's tied to how much AP that you've gained over the course of since the last time you used it. So the longer you let it sit and wait, the longer it'll last when you actually finally use it. 9 times out of 10, though, you really don't even need it. It's just something that's there, that's nice. Something nice to have if you need it. Alright, so we're going to take a quick rest stop at the relic shop, and there's one last thing that we're going to do before I call it a night, so... Now that Terra has rejoined the party, well, first let's get her equipped up. Okay, so now that we have a party, a very nice convenient party of 3, let's go visit the Velt, or the new Velt rather. Hey, look who it is! It's our buddy Gal. And now we're up to 6 members. We've got half the crew back. And with that being said, we are now going to call it a night. So I will see you all next week for Day 5 and Part 23 of Final Fantasy VI Advance. Have a great night, everybody. See you next week.